I'm going to stand right here if you don't mind, because there's too many family here to turn my back on you already. My name is Maxie Collier, and once again, I find myself in a unique situation of being able to stand in front of a room of friends and family who love someone who is such a part of my life and share a few words. So I just want to say a little bit about my grandma Pearlie and some of the things I learned. And I'm a filmmaker, I'm an author, I'm a storyteller. But that seed of being a storyteller was put in me by my grandma Pearlie. All the amazing stories she would tell us as a child, as children, as teenagers, as young adults, and praise the Lord, as adults. I was able to hear my grandmother's voice and stories. There's some of you in this audience I don't know, only by way of the stories. So with that in mind, I just want to say something. As I got more formal education later on, I learned that every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And so on this life, we are celebrating my grandmother's end of this life and her new beginning of the next life. My 15-year-old son said to me, he wanted to be here so bad, but he's coming to be with us later in the summer. And he said, Dad, although Grandma didn't ever know me because of the Alzheimer, one of the things that makes me the saddest is I never got to get any of her wisdom like you guys did. That's what my 15-year-old said to me. So with that in mind, I want to thank Aunt Jane. I want to thank all the elders here. I want to thank Uncle Ronnie. I want to thank Aunt Jeannine. I want to thank every one of you elders. Miss Virginia, Miss Lois, Cousin Joe. I want to thank every one of you elders who put in us, this middle generation, who put things in us that this younger generation didn't get. So with that in mind, for all of my peers in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, I want to encourage you. You are not at your end. You're in your middle. We have family members that live to 100 years old. So if you're not 50, you're not middle age. And with that obligation in mind, I want you all to think about the younger generation, the 20, the 30-year-olds, those 20 and 30-year-olds who didn't come up at the feet of 90 and 100-year-old elders. What's the obligation for those of us to pass this history forward as storytellers, as family, as friends? No amount of racism, no amount of hueism, no amount of classism erases what has been put in us and brings us all together. So Grandma Pearlie May, I don't call you Pearlie May, I say Pearlie did. Live an amazing life as a wife, mother, 5 kids, 22 grandchildren, and a growing abundance of great-grandchildren, baby girl. So I say thank you, Pearlie May, because you did. And for all you young folks in Waverly, Tennessee, I encourage you, travel this world like Pearlie May did. Go overseas. Go across this country. Jump on that plane. Jump on that train, because it's a world of adventure in your beginning, your middle, and in your end. Praise the Lord.